as a result, I think, of what I've done.
Do you think that there's been discrimination or some kinds of racism in the community over time, or has that changed any?
I don't know how much I think it has changed some, but I think it's still there. I think it's just more subtle than it used to be because of laws and regulations that have come about, and so I think it's more subtle. But I still, it's alive and thriving. When I was in the younger grades, I didn't know about Latinos, or I didn't understand that, so I really didn't see that so much. I didn't see that they were picking, the non-Latinos over, the Latinos for various, activities in the school. I was on the choir. I got selected in the lower grades to be in Christmas plays and that type of thing. And so I'm not sure how that happened. I think it happened in spite of the fact that I was a Latino. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's been there. It's still alive, and I think it's thriving. It's like I say, I think it's just more subtle. People have to be more careful of expressing openly their thoughts about the Latino person.
What form do you think it takes now? I mean, does it show up in the schools? Does it show up in employment? Where would you see it having an impact, even if people aren't saying it in so many words?
I think it impacted promotions in the jobs. I can tell you that when after I graduated from my RN training, you had to go to the state, take a state exam. And in of the students locally, well, there were so many local, they were mostly from Pueblo, but most of the students that were in my class were non-Hispanics. I was working as an LPN at the time at the hospital. I went and took my RN board, and there was this one non-Hispanic person. She lived in Aguilar, and she had taken the same training that I had in Pueblo. And so when I got the results to my state exam, I passed it. Well, at the time that we were doing our exams, this one girl from Pueblo, she kept saying how easy the state exam was for her. She said that was just a breeze. It was so easy, and the more she said that, the more I felt that I failed. I mean, it's like if it was that easy for her and that difficult for me, I probably did fail the exam. And so, as it turned out, I passed my state exam, and she failed her exam. So you have to report that to the hospital where you worked, so they could make all the changes. And now you're going to be an RN instead of an LPN, and got that. Anyway, when I reported it, it was a non-Hispanic RN that was in charge of nurses there, and it wasn't so much the words that she said as much as how she said it. When I said I had passed, and she found it just hard to believe that this Hispanic had passed her state board and a non-Hispanic had not. And like I say, there weren't a lot of words. It was just the expressions and how she said all this that it was very difficult for her to comprehend that an Hispanic person had passed it and the non-Hispanic had failed the exam. And so when it came to promotions, it's affected that. The non-Hispanics always got the promotions, the better jobs.
And do you think that was true in other fields as well, or was that especially true in medical professions?
I think it was true in all fields. I think that was across the board. People would talk, and you have conversations, and the things that were talked about in terms of applying for a promotion or that type of thing. It was just the topic and the conversation, the things that took place. It was pretty obvious, because in many cases the Hispanic person was probably more qualified than the one that got